Question number 2. Using any 3 prescribed texts, show how setting is used to highlight themes. Here you have to identify the setting, the action that takes place in the setting, and link it to the theme that is highlighted in that particular setting. In the cask of Amontillado, the carnival road where Montresor meets Fortunato, and he pretends to be very happy to see him. He also tells him that he would want him to come and taste a barrel of wine to ascertain its quality, whereas he is bearing a grudge against him for a trivial insult. And at the same time, he is already planning in his mind to punish him. The fact that the carnival is a noisy occasion that involves drinking, smoking, and other immoral acts highlights pleasure. The fact that Montresor also pretends to be happy to see his friend, whereas he bears a grudge against him, highlights hypocrisy. The Montresor Palazzo is a beautiful mansion with beautiful furniture and house helps. The house itself highlights wealth and power. Montresor family takes their enemies into the catacomb. There are many bones or skeletons, probably of people they might have killed from one generation to another, scattered all over the place. It is also here that Montresor takes Fortunato with the impression that they are going to taste, they are going for wine tasting. And when they arrive at the catacomb, he brings a bottle of Medoc, which they share, trying to celebrate their friendship in quotes. But whereas Montresor, knowing that Fortunato has a weakness for alcohol, gives him more than needed in order to render him drunk and powerless. And when this happens, he chains him to the wall and buries him alive. The fact that he takes Montresor into the catacomb with the impression that he's going there for wine tasting, whereas he wants to carry out revenge and kill him, highlights hypocrisy. The skeletons, which have been left to rot without giving the dignity to the bones to be buried, highlights man's inhumanity to man. And the fact that Fortunato drinks alcohol to the point that he cannot defend himself highlights the excesses of the consumption of alcohol. In A Walk in the Night, the factory where Michael Adonis works and where he speaks back at his white boss, and his white boss dismisses him summarily, highlights discrimination and exploitation. The public pub, where many blacks go there to share drink and talk about their problems. It is a spot where many unemployed blacks come there to talk about their problems, consume and share alcohol with one another. The pub highlights frustration, but it is also a breeding ground for crime as Michael meets Foxy and his gang, and it also highlights love. Jolly Boys Social Club, run by Chips, is a gambling joint. and gambling is an illegal business. Thereby, it's a place where Constable Rad goes there regularly to collect money as bribe, highlighting corruption. It is also here that Constable Rad visits Chips, and Chips makes a joke, and he hits him hard on his jaw until he bleeds, thinking that he's a black man and he's not supposed to make a joke on him, highlighting violence and racism. The apartment building at District 6 is a crowded apartment building with many family members living in one room like Lorenzo and his wife, highlighting poverty. It is also found in the ghetto, highlighting racial discrimination and misery, and the people who live there are so frustrated with life because they do not live like human beings. Their life is closer to that of animals. The prostitute joint is a place where young girls, because of lack of empowerment, go there to sell their bodies to men for money in order to earn a living. The white sailors come there, treat these girls in a very disrespectful manner. And the activities that take place here are right moral indecency. Willie Boy is accosted on his way by Constable Rad, shot, thrown behind the police van, and he is allowed to bleed to death while Constable Rad engages himself in a conversation with a cigarette vendor, and the boy is killed like an animal. Constable Rad's action highlights man's inhumanity to man. In Lake God, the palace is westernized. It does not look traditional, highlighting conflict of cultures. It is also the place where the thugs beat up Sheboyo, because he has come to remind the Fawn for his negligence of duty, highlighting conflict and violence. It is also the place where Father Leo uses money in order to carry out his agenda of spreading Christianity and depriving the Fawn of carrying out his royal duties, highlighting hypocrisy and manipulation. And at the same time, Father Leo can walk in and out, whereas the elders do not have access into the palace, highlighting discrimination. And lastly, Father Leo had bribed the kingmakers in order to enthrone Font Joseph on the seat in the Fondom, highlighting corruption. The Sacred Grove is a place where Sheboyo carries out incantations and rituals to find out what lies ahead, as the Fawn is refusing to carry out the sacrifice. We learn that the water in the lake has been boiling for days. It is also here that he intercedes with the gods on behalf of the people that they should not be punished, that there should not be a calamity, highlighting superstition and tradition. It is also here that Kwifon take the firm decision to meet the Fawn, and if he does not accept, they go ahead to kidnap him with the intention of forcing him to perform the sacrifice. Women go to church for early mass, and the same women who go to church are the women who are engaged in the oath of sealed lips. And Father Leo uses this opportunity to tell them that they are rebellious and what they are doing is against the teaching of the gospel. He also makes them to understand that they will go to hellfire. The women engaged in traditional activities, and at the same time, they are also concerned with church activities, highlights the conflict of Christianity and culture. And there is conflict also. Ngamba is the place where the women work. It's also the place where the women spend their time trying to chase away the cattle, not to destroy their food, because the women are responsible for feeding the community, highlighting hard work. Across the Mongolo, Shirila's room, where there's a confrontation between Monsieur Abeso and Ngwe, highlights conflict. And it is here that Monsieur Abeso threatens Ngwe, highlighting revenge. The Scolarité is a place where students go to deposit their documents. And every time there is a little commotion, the workers there will close their doors and go home. Ngwe later learns that other students give money for their documents to be treated at night, highlighting corruption. One of the workers takes Ngwe's documents, and when he sees that they are in English, he throws them on the floor, highlighting discrimination. The campus of the university is neglected, disorderly. Anybody can do anything. Students exchange insults with teachers in class, highlighting violence. Students also use pre-prepared material, highlighting exam malpractices. And there is a lot of corruption, as the secretary of the Dean of the Faculty of Law refuses Ngwe to see her boss because she wants Ngwe to give her a bribe, highlighting bribery. At Senkiem, Ngwe is innocently arrested and accused of taking part in the student strike. And Ngwe is deprived of food and water for many days. He's taken to the balançoire where he is tortured, highlighting violence and man's inhumanity. In Ata, the news of Ngwe's madness is received with a lot of melancholy, and the fund rallies the whole community to bring back Ngwe to the land of his ancestors so that he cannot slip by the roadside and eat from the rubbish heap, highlighting communality and love. Ngwe's father takes Ngwe to the family shrine where he introduces Ngwe to his ancestors for protection for the future, highlighting ancestral worship. The shrine at Ngong, where Alombong exercises his power, and to where Ngwe is taken, where he combines the power of the ancestors and that of the gods to cure people, highlights tradition. There is also the bridge, when Ngwe and the old man are molested. The gendarme slaps the old man and asks him to sit on the ground. The gendarme collects money from the drivers, highlighting bribery. And disrespect when he slaps the old man and asks him to sit on the ground. The train is another element of setting, which is very disorderly, and where Ngwe's money is stolen. But Ngolefek tells him that he will take care of his registration formalities at the university, highlighting love and generosity. And the prefecture is the place where students go to certify their documents. And Ngwe and his friend go there, and the secretary tells them that she's not there to serve Anglophones, highlighting discrimination. Many people go there and spend so much time because the workers there don't do their job. They spend time in idle gossip and conversation. And when Monsieur le Préfet comes to work, he signs a few documents, goes out and never comes back again till the next day, highlighting laissez-faire. Thank you for watching. I hope this will help you to now put the little material in place so that you can be prepared for the examination. Subscribe to our channel, share our videos with other students, share the link which you already have to other students. You can also follow us on Facebook at Invictus Forum. Thank you for watching. Leave us a comment. Have a nice day.